taste of the real world. I got battered on the North Shore. It gave me comfort when I always knew that. I always knew that you were there for me next door. I lived it hard on the long.
Hello, what's up mga kamatler na isang magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Ako pa rin ang inyong abot kamay na math teacher at edu-creator ng mathematics, si Sir Ash. And today, we are going to discuss a level up review series para naman sa ating mga minamahal na grade 8 students in preparation para sa kanilang upcoming second quarter examinations. Alright, sa video na ito ay magkakaroon kayo ng maraming matututunan na mga bagay tungkol sa mga questions or sa mga competencies na maaaring lumabas sa inyong examination, at saka it could help you also review to your lessons on the second quarter exams. Alright, so without further ado, let's do this. Question number 1. What is the graph of linear inequalities in two variables? Is it A, parabola, B, straight line, C, half plane, or D, half of a parabola? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Alright, math learners, napakadali lamang ng question na ito. Bakit? Because we are talking about linear inequalities. When we say linear, it is a line. So basically, ang graph ng mga linear equation ay isang linya. However, kapag sinabi ng inequalities, meaning not equal na ang pinag-uusapan natin. Ibig sabihin, it is a series of set of answers. Alright? So therefore, magkakaroon tayo ng shade mula sa linya natin. And basically, when we talk about a straight line, para sa linear equation yun. So therefore, this straight line is wrong. However, ito namang parabola ay para sa mga quadratic equation. So it is also wrong. Therefore, kapag na-shade natin ang isang part ng isang straight line or yung either yung up niya or yung down niya or yung left or the right side niya, technically speaking, we are talking about half plane. So therefore, the answer for this question is letter C. Okay, let's try. Alright. So napakadali
Easy,
lang
right?
ng question na ito. I hope you got that one, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 2. Which of the following is a linear inequality in two variables? Is it A, 3a minus 4b is equal to 5? B, 7x plus 3 is less than 12? C, 3x is less than or equal to 21? Or D, 11 plus 3t is greater than or equal to 2s? I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this. Okay, math learner, isa na namang madaling question ang meron sa ating series of questions for today. So, what is the answer for this given example or for this given equation? If you answer letter A, mali kayo because it uses the equal symbol. That is an equation. So, mali yan. Next, we have here B, C, and D. Puro mga inequality symbol yan. Okay, that's good. However, the question itself is linear inequality in two variables, meaning dalawang letter or dalawang literal coefficient ang pinag-uusapan. So, for letter B, isa lang, x. For letter C, ganun din, isa lang. So, therefore, the correct answer for this question is letter D. Ayan. Easy lang talaga, my dear math learners. So, I hope you got that one. Let's go to question number 3. Which of the following ordered pairs is a solution of the inequality 6x plus 2y is less than or equal to 10? Is it A, 1, 1, B, 2, 0, C, 1, 4, or D, 4, 0? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to finalize your answers. Okay, math learner, para sa question naman na ito, ang gagawin lang natin is to do trial and error. We will substitute the values of our x and y coordinates to our given inequality. So, kung saan doon ang nagsasatisfy sa ating given inequality, then that would be our answer. So, let's consider this 1, 1 muna. So, if x is 1, y is 1, is this linear inequality satisfy a true statement? Okay. So, papalitan lang yan natin. So, if this is 6x, that means 6 times 1. Okay? Kasi 1 tayo dito. Then for y, 1 din. So 2 times y tayo. Okay, let us try. 6 times 1, that is 6. 2 times 1, that is 2. So 6 plus 2 is 8. Okay, so 8, ito yon, is less than or equal to 10. Is it correct? Okay, very good. It is correct. It is a true statement. So therefore, our answer or letter A is already the correct solution for this given problem. So let's try if we are correct. Yan. Okay. So napakadali lang,
Easy,
my
right?
dear math learners. So ito namang dalawa at tatlong dito. B, C at D, mali yan. Okay. So now let us go to the next question. Question number 4. How many solutions does a linear inequality in two variables have? Is it A, 0, B, 1, C, 2, or D, infinite? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer. Okay, math learners, isa na namang madaling question ang meron sa atin ngayon. So, how many solutions does a linear inequality in two variables have? So, basically, kung pag-uusapan natin, as what I've said earlier kanina, kung ano yung graph, that is a half plane, right? So, when we say half plane, ibig sabihin, lahat ng points na nandoon sa shaded region ng half plane na yun ay mga answers or mga possible solution ng ating isang linear inequality. Thus, we can say that the final answer for this question is letter D. Alright, ito yon, infinite. Okay, tama tayo, my dear math learners.
Easy, right?
Easy lang talaga. So now let us go to question number 5. The sum of the ages of Jennifer given by the variable m and Roy given by the variable n is not more than 32. So, which among the four is a good representation of this given statement? So, is it A, m plus n is greater than 32? B, m plus n is less than 32? C, m plus n is less than or equal to 32? Or D, m plus n is greater than or equal to 32? I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this problem. Okay, math learners, ang question naman na ito ay napakadali pa rin. Bakit? Because we just need to substitute or to translate our sentence or our English phrase into a mathematical phrase. So in order to do that, let us consider the given words. When we say the sum, it means plus. So plus sila lahat. Okay, very good. How about Jennifer M and Roy N? So M at N ang pinag-uusapan natin ng mga variables. M plus N, M plus N, M plus N. Okay, check din sila sa apat na yon. But ito naman dito is not more than 32. So when we are talking is not more than 32, hindi sosobra sa 32. So ibig sabihin, lesser or equal ang pag-uusapan natin na applicable sa given statement na ito. Because kung more than na yan, mali ka na. So, less than or equal, pasok ka pa. So, ano yung symbol ng less than or equal dito? Okay, so very good, my dear math learners. Ito yung letter C. So, therefore, our answer here is letter C. Okay,
Easy, right?
easy lang talaga, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 6. Changes in the blank variable causes changes in the blank variable. Is it A, independent, independent, B, dependent, dependent, C, dependent, independent, or D, independent, dependent? Okay, so I'll give you 5 seconds for this question. Okay, my dear math learners, ang question na ito ay isang fill in the blanks, right? Is very obvious naman doon. Okay, so changes in the blank variable causes changes in the blank variable. So these statements technically goes to the relationship between independent and dependent variable. So pag sinabing dependent, nagdedepende siya. Independent, hindi siya nagdedepende. So therefore, yung isa ay nagdedepende sa hindi nagdedepende. So independent and then dependent. So yung dependent nagdedepend sa independent. So therefore, kapag na-change natin ang independent, of course, magkakaroon niya ng effect to our dependent variable. So therefore, the correct answer here is letter D. Alright, so mali ang A, B, at C. I hope you got the correct answer, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 7. Which of the following graphs does not represent a function? Is it A, B, C, or D? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this. Okay, math learners, napakadali lang ng question na ito. Bakit? Kasi ang technique para malaman na ang isang graph ay isang function, you just need to test it using the vertical line test. Okay, so yung vertical line, ganito yon. Okay, isang straight line na nakatayo. So whenever you make a vertical line to the graph, ibig sabihin, kailangan exactly 1 point lang ang tatamaan niya. Therefore, kapag tatama siya ng 2 or more, hindi na function ang drawing na yon or ang graph na yon. Okay. So, which among these 4 ang tatama ng 2 beses? Okay. I hope you got that one, my dear math learners. Kasi, kung ang sagot nyo ay A, ayan, mali kayo. Kung B, mali din kayo. How about C? D pala. Mali kayo. Okay. Because the correct answer here is letter C. Alright. Bakit? Because ang C lang kapag gagawa ka ng vertical line test here, pag gagawa ka ng vertical line dyan, or even itong y-axis, i-consider mo na vertical line test, tatama na sa 2 point yan. However, dito, isang beses lang. Dito, isang beses lang din. And so goes to this one. So therefore, ito lang ang hindi function. Alright, so napakadali lang, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 8. Which table of values represents a function? Is it A, this one, B, this one, C, this one, or D, ito yon. Okay, look at the table of values, my dear math learners, and I'll give you 5 seconds to check or to think about your answer. Okay, math learners, ano kaya ang tamang sagot sa question na ito? Of course, let us consider the relationship of the function in terms of the domain and range. Remember, nasa domain and range, the domain represents the x values while the range represents the y values. Masasabi lang natin na isang function ang isang relation, okay, na given, if and only if kapag ito ay either 1-to-1 correspondence or many-to-one correspondence. Ibig sabihin, yung mga x variables mo, okay, or yung mga domain mo, should not have at least dalawang the same sagot. Okay, so titingnan natin dito, which of the following? So, we have here 1 and 1, pero dalawang different value ng range. So, bawal na ito. So, pwede lang tayo 1 to 1, okay, stick to 1, or many to 1. Maraming x, tapos the same y lang, okay lang yun. Function pa rin. Otherwise, mali na. Okay, how about letter B? So, let's try A, mali na yun. Ayan. So, letter B, okay, isang ano lang, 1, isang number lang, pero ang dami niyang y, ang dami niyang range. So, this is also wrong. Kasi 1 to many ito. Ayan. How about letter C? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 4, 9. Okay, walang nag-repeat sa given domain and range. So, therefore, this is the correct answer. Ayan. And letter D, of course, mali ito. Bakit? Kasi puro negative 1, isang number lang, too many values of the range. So, therefore, 1 to many ito. So, it is also wrong. So, therefore, the correct answer for this, number 8, is letter C. Ayan. Easy lang talaga. Now, let us go to question number 9. Conditional statements composed of 2 clauses. What do we call the if clause? Okay, so ano daw ang tawag sa if clause? So, when we are talking about the if clause, kasi if and then statements yan, right? So, is it A, hypothesis, B, conclusion, C, statement, or D, clause? I'll give you 5 seconds to answer. Okay, math learners, napakadali lang ng question na ito because in the if and then statements for conditional statements, if represents the hypothesis while then represents the conclusion. So, the correct answer here is letter A. Ayan. So, mali ang tatlo na yan. Okay, easy
right?
lang talaga. Now, let's go to question number 10. Nakaka 25% na tayo sa ating series ngayon. Now, we have question number 10. If the angles are congruent, then it has the same measures. What do you call the underlined portion in this conditional statement? Ito yon. It has the same measures. Is it A, conclusion, B, hypothesis, C, argument, or D, the converse? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this one. Okay, my dear math learners, napakadali lang ng question na ito. Kasi, of course, ito, if and then. If is the hypothesis kanina. Ano yung next? Okay, very good. That is the conclusion. Okay, so the correct answer here is conclusion. Ayan. So, mali ang B, C, at D. Alright. Napakadali lang. So, congratulations, my dear math learners. You already finished the first part of our reviewer series. Now, let us go to part 2. Question number 11. The hypothesis of the statement, if a shape is a pentagon, then it has 5 sides. Is it A, if a shape is a pentagon, B, it has 5 sides, C, a shape is a pentagon, or D, then it has 5 sides? I'll give you 5 seconds to answer. Okay, math learners, another easy question ang given sa ating reviewer series. Bakit? Because if we are talking about the if and then statements, the if there followed by the hypothesis, then followed by the conclusion. So, of course, if we are talking about the hypothesis, hindi kasali ang if doon. Instead, yung next na statement. So, what is the word or the words after the if? It is a shape is a pentagon. So, therefore, the correct answer for this question is letter C. Alright. So, A, B, and D are the incorrect answers. Okay, my dear math learners. Let us go to question number 12. The conclusion of the statement, if a shape is a square, then it has right angles. Okay. Is it A, a shape is a square? B, it has right angles. C, if a shape is a square. Or D, it has no right angles. I'll give you 5 seconds to answer. Okay, math learners, kapag nakikinig kayo sa ating reviewer series, you already know the answer for this question. Bakit? Because the conclusion of the statement is a statement or the clause after the word then. So, ano bang after sa then dito? It has right angles. So, therefore, yun ang sagot. Ayan, letter B. Okay, napakadali. So, A, C, and D ay mali. Okay. Easy lang talaga ang question na ito. Let's go to question number 13. The if-then form of the statement, enrollees in this school year needs to answer modules. Okay, is it A, if you enrolled this school year, then you need to answer modules. B, you enrolled this school year, you need to answer modules. C, if you are not an enrollee, then you don't need modules. Or D, if you are an enrollee, you need to answer modules. Okay, 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, math learners, napakadali na naman ng binigay dito na question. Bakit? Because if-then statement ang tinatanong dito. So, therefore, kailangan yung sagot mo ay may if and then. Kasi if-then. Okay. So, saan dito ang may if-then? So, ito, walang if-then, mali. Ito may if, wala namang then, mali din. Ito, if, meron then. Ito, if, meron then. Okay, so question of this is saan sa dalawang ito ang correct answer. So here, sinabi, enrollees in this school year, needs to answer modules. So, of course, this is in a positive statement, right? So, if-then statements is basically positive given, okay? Kasi kung kukunin mo ang counterpart niya, yung negation ng statement na yun, then it is not an if and then statement. Instead, it is either a contrapositive or it is a inverse statement. So later on in our review, you will get or you will have an idea about what I am saying right now. So since this is a negation, not and don't, then this is wrong. Okay, so the correct answer is letter A. Ayan. So napakadali lang, my dear math learners. Let's go to question number 14. Okay. Two statements that both true or both false and or both false. Is it A, conditional statement, B, inverse statement, C, contrapositive statement, or D, equivalent statement? Okay. I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, math learners, another question na medyo tricky, but if you understand the given statement or the given question itself, you will know that we are talking about two statements, okay? So inverse statements, conditional statements, contrapositive statements, and equivalent statements, they have both two statements. However, ang sinabi dito is both true and or both false. So therefore, sabi ko nga kanina, pag conditional statement, puro true yun. Puro true or puro positive. However, kapag ang kinuha mo ang counterpart niya, the idea itself is the same. Okay, that is a statement, two statements that is both true. So basically, my dear math learners, the correct answer for this question is letter D, equivalent statements. Okay,
Easy, right?
so napakadali lang, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 15. I hope nakuha niyo yun. What is the equivalent statement? O, ito na nga. Of if two angles are complementary, then they are acute. Okay. If two angles are complementary, then they are not acute. Okay? If two angles are not acute, then they are complementary. If two angles are not acute, then they are not complementary. Or D, if two angles are not complementary, then they are not acute. Okay. So I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, math learner, sabi ko nga kanina na if you wanted to get the counterpart or the equivalent statement of a given statement, so this is the given statement, you need to get the negation of that one, but in an opposite manner. So, if two angles are complementary, the negation of this is if two angles are not complementary. And then they are acute, then they are not acute. So, ganun ang dalawang nod. But, you also interchange. Okay? You also interchange the hypothesis and the conclusion. So that is how you get the equivalent statement of a given statement. So therefore, the correct answer or the first given choice is wrong because this is positive, then this is negative. Okay? Ito naman negative, then positive. Wrong pa rin. Ito dalawa, ito naman pareho, not. Okay. So saan sa dalawa? So dito, if two angles are complementary, okay, if two angles are not acute, if two angles are not complementary, okay. So this one, they have the same. Ang nagkaiba lang is yung not. But however, I had explained to you just now na para makuha mo yung equivalent statement niya, kailangan mo din i-interchange ang hypothesis and the conclusion. So therefore, this is letter C, our correct answer for this given statement. Ayan. I hope you got the correct answer, my dear math learners.
Easy,
Okay,
right?
easy lang talaga. So you get the contrapositive of it. Okay? So remember this, my dear math learners, that the equivalent statement of conditional statement is the contrapositive. However, the converse, its equivalent statement is the inverse. Okay, so later on you will get or you will have to know some examples of that one. Question number 16. Ayan nga, sabi ko. The converse of the statement, if two angles are congruent, then they have the same measure. Is it A? If two angles have the same measure, then they are congruent. If two angles have different measure, then they are congruent. If two angles are not congruent, then they have different measure. If two angles are congruent, then they have different measure. Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this one. Okay, math learners, ang question na ito ay napakadali lang or ang statement na ito ay napakadali lang. Bakit? If we are talking about converse, it is basically a conditional statement in which the P and Q, the hypothesis represented by P and Q represented by the conclusion, you just interchange them. You don't get the negation of it, okay? So you just interchange them. So therefore, kung ang first statement is two angles are congruent, ito siya magiging second statement na para sa ating converse. And ito namang second statement, magiging first statement na para sa ating converse. So let's check kung saan dyan ang first statement, ang second statement naging first. If two angles have the same measure, okay, check. If two angles have different measure, so negation na yon, okay, mali na ang letter B. If two angles are not congruent, ito, nag-negate siya ng first statement, which is wrong. If two angles are congruent. Okay, nag-follow lang siya dito. Okay, but opposite siya sa pangalawa. Okay, so the correct answer here is this one, letter A. If two angles have the same measure, then they are congruent. So, if you observe, itong dalawa, medyo the same lang. Ang nagkaiba lang sa kanila is nag-interchange yung if and then statements. Yung nasa if, naging then na. Yung nasa then, naging if na. Easy lang talaga, my dear math learners. Alright, so letter A ang correct answer para sa question na ito. Now, let us go to question number 17. Okay, ito. Based on the statement, if your score will improve, then you study. Okay, merong mga statements dito na given sa I. You have your scores improve. 2, you study. 3, if your score will not improve, then you did not study. 4, if you did not study, then your score will not improve. And 5, if you study, then your score will improve. Okay, but there is a follow-up question. What is the conclusion of the given statement? Okay, so, given statement, ito yung pinag-uusapan natin. Ito yon. Okay, if your score will improve, then you study. So, ano daw ang conclusion? Is it A, 1 and 2? B, 2, 4, and 5, C, I, or D, 2. Okay, so, of course, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Alright, so my dear math learners, ano nga ba ang tamang sagot sa question na ito? If your score will improve, then you study. So, ang tinatanong is conclusion. So, of course, this is the hypothesis, this is the conclusion. So, you study. So, yun. Okay, number 2 ang tamang sagot. So, letter D. Alright. Easy right? Lang talaga, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to the next question. I think this is the same with the given. Okay, if your score will improve, then you study. Okay, ibang question nga lang. What is the equivalent statement? Okay, so, magkakaroon na tayo ngayon ng equivalent statement. Of course, as I told you earlier, that the equivalent statement is the negation of the first statement, but it gets it interchange the hypothesis and the conclusion. So, we will have, if you did not study, then you did not score, then your score will not improve. Ganon. So, let's try if meron ba sa statement natin. Ayun. If you did not study, then your score will not improve. Ayun. Number 4. Okay, so let's try. Ayan. Napakadali lang, my dear math learners. Question number 19. Ayan. Ay, sorry. Hindi ko pala kayo nabigyan ng 5 seconds kanina. Alright. So, I hope nakuha nyo pa rin yung sagot na yan. Alright. Question number 19. Ayan. So, I think ganun pa rin. Okay, ganun pa rin ang given statement. If your score will improve, then you study. So, the same pa rin ang binigay ng mga choices. What is the contrapositive statement? Okay, is it A, 3, B, 4, C, 5, or D, 1? I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Alright, my dear math learners, remember this. The given conditional statement, yun yung if your score will improve, then you study. In order to get the contrapositive of the statement or the contrapositive statement of this given statement, what you will do is you get the equivalent statement in which parehong tanong lang yun kanina. So, the same pa rin. Number 4. Okay, if you did not study, then your score will not improve. So, I hope that is very clear, my dear math learners. The conditional statement, yung equivalent statement niya is yung contrapositive statement. Si converse naman, yung equivalent statement niya is yung inverse. Okay, so the correct answer here is letter B. Ayun. Okay.
Easy, right?
Easy lang talaga, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 20. We are already halfway of our discussion series. So, question number 20. What do you call the statement that starts with a general information or agreed assumption? Is it A, conjecture, B, deductive reasoning, C, inductive reasoning, or D, hypothesis? 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, math learners, ano kaya ang tamang sagot sa given na ito? Okay, so when we are talking about general information, ibig sabihin, malaking information. Okay? So, we are talking about a bigger information. So, from big to small, and small to big. So, may mga ganon tayo sa mga news natin, di ba? Or sa mga naririnig natin ng mga balita. So, if it is a general information, meaning, consider siya na alam ng lahat, okay? Kaya nga sinabing, general information. Alright. So, technically, the correct answer here is letter B, deductive reasoning. Ayan. Okay, from bigger information to smaller. Okay, so, conjecture, inductive reasoning, and hypothesis are wrong. Okay, I hope you got that one, my dear math learners. Now, let's go. Ay, by the way, congratulations nga pala, my dear math learners, kasi nakaka-halfway ka na sa ating reviewer series. And I hope if you are enjoying this review series, you can share this and you can also subscribe to our channel para naman, matulungan natin ang ating channel. Okay, let us go to the next half of our review. Question number 21. Which reasoning needs an observation or experience as starting point of an argument? Is it A, conjecture, B, deductive reasoning, C, inductive reasoning, or D, hypothesis? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, my dear math learners, para naman sa question na ito, we will start, or ang sabi dito is we need from an observation or an experience as starting point of an argument. So, magsisimula tayo sa maliit bago magiging general. Okay, so kung kanina, general information that is bigger, deductive, ngayon naman, magsisimula tayo sa small. Okay, so ano naman ang counterpart ng deductive? Of course, we all know that that is inductive reasoning, letter C. Easy lang talaga, my dear math learners. Okay, I hope you got that one. Let's go to question number 22. Okay, what do you think is the next term in negative 26, negative 16, negative 7, 1, 8, 14, then blank? Okay, is it A, 17, B, 18, C, 19, or D, 20? Okay, isip-isip tayo, my dear math learners, and I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, my dear math learners, paano nga ba kukunin ang sagot na ito? Okay, let's try, ha? Okay, so we have here negative 26 to negative 16. So you need to know first ano yung pattern, okay, to get the answer for this one. So kung negative 26 naging negative 16, okay, so first para ka lang nag-add dito ng positive 10. Okay, tama? Kasi 26 plus 10, negative 26 plus 10 naging negative 16. Okay. So, negative 16 naging negative 7. Anong nangyari? So, kung titingnan natin, negative 16 naging 7, nag-add ka din dito ng positive 9. Okay. So, ngayon naman, ito, negative 7 naging positive 1. Anong nangyari? Nag-add ka ng 8. Ito naman, 1 naging 8. Nag-add ka ng 7. Ito, 8 naging 14. Nag-add ka ng 6. So, nakita na natin ang pattern na we are adding numbers that are in the descending order. So, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So, of course, alam na natin na ang next dyan ay 5, right? So, 14 plus 5, that would give us positive 19. Okay, I hope you got that, my dear math learners. Napakadali lang ng question na yan. Okay, so let's try whether we are correct. positive 19? Ayan. So, easy lang
Easy,
talaga,
right?
my dear math learners. Okay. Question number 23. Indonesia is an archipelago. An archipelago is composed of many islands. Therefore, Indonesia has many islands. This is an example of a or an A. Conjecture, B. Deductive reasoning, C. Inductive reasoning, or D. Hypothesis. Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, math learners, kung titingnan natin, we have here Indonesia is an archipelago. An archipelago is composed of many islands. So una, nagbigay siya ng observation sa Indonesia. It is an archipelago. And then, nag-define siya na ang archipelago is composed of many islands. So, it started from an inference or it started from an observation then going to the bigger picture. Okay? Bago siya nag-conclude. So, anong sagot doon? Okay, very good. So, that is inductive reasoning. Ayan. I hope you got this one, my dear math learners. Napakadali lang. Now, let us go to wow. Let us go to question number 24. Okay. Fractions are rational numbers. Rational numbers are real numbers. Therefore, okay. Is it A? Rational numbers are fractions. 1/2 is a fraction, x. C? Inductive reasoning, or D? Fractions are real numbers. Okay. I'll give you 5 seconds to check or to find the correct answer in this given choices. Okay, my dear math learners, technically sa given statements natin, tinatanong dito kung ano yung conclusion niya. Okay? So, we have here fractions are rational numbers and rational numbers are real numbers. So, pwede nating makonclude na si fraction are real numbers. Ganun lang. So, napakadali lang, di ba? So, meron ba dyan? Ayun, letter D. Okay. So, of course, mali itong tatlong ito, A, B, at C. Napakadali lang, my dear
Easy,
math
right?
learners. Now, let us go to question number 25. Mike bought 3 guavas and 2 mangoes. He paid at most 123 pesos. If X represents the number of guavas and Y represents the number of mangoes, which of the following statements translates the given situation? Is it A, 3x plus 2y is greater than or equal to 123? B, 3x plus 2y is less than or equal to 123? C, 3x plus 2y is greater than 123? Or D, 3x plus 2y is less than 123? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer in this given question. Okay, my dear math learners, now let us go back to our statement. Okay, Mike bought 3 guavas and 2 mangoes. The guava represented by X, the Y represented by the mangoes. Okay, so tatlong guava, so 3X, 2 mangoes, 2Y. Okay, pareho silang 4. Okay, good. Now, 123 ang binayaran. Okay, good. But sinabi dito at most. Okay, at most. So, when we say at most, my dear math learners, the symbol for that one is that hindi siya sosobra. Okay? At most niya na yun ang 123. So, technically, in getting the translation for at most, it is the less than or equal to. Okay? So, pareho lang yun kanina yung isang question natin about not more than. Okay? So, not more than and at most, they are basically the same. Okay? So, what is the symbol for less than or equal to? Ito yon, letter B. Ayan. So, napakadali
Easy,
lang,
right?
my dear math learners. I hope nakuha niyo yun. And if you have hard time in translating at most, at least, ganun-ganun, you can check out our videos in our channel. And also, you can also have practice more. Remember that at most or not more than represents a less than or equal to, while at least or not less than represents greater than or equal to. Okay, I hope you got that one, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 26. Mila has some 10 peso coins and 5 peso coins. All the coins cost not more than, okay, meron na naman, not more than 750 pesos. Suppose there are 55 peso coins. How many 10 peso coins does she have? Is it 1, there are more number of 10 peso coins than 5 peso coins? 2, there are lesser number of 10 peso coins than 5 peso coins? 3, there are equal number of 10 peso coins and 5 peso coins. Okay, so which among the three is the correct? Is it A, 1 and 2, B, 1 and 3, C, 2 and 3, or D, 1, 2, and 3? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to finalize your answer. Okay, my dear math learners, para mas madali ninyo maintindihan kung ano ang mababayaran niya dito. Okay, let's try to solve this one. Okay, so we have here 10 peso coins and 5 peso coins. So that would be 10x plus 5y. Okay, tapos the cost not more than. Okay, so not more than, that would be less than or equal to 750. Okay, so klarong-klaro naman na sinabi dito, suppose there are 55 peso coins. So, yung 10 natin dito ngayon, ganun pa rin, hindi pa natin alam. So, itong y natin magiging 50 na yan. Okay? So, less than, or equal to 750. Ayan. So, if we try to simplify this one, 5 times 50, that is already 250. Okay? Less than or equal to, meron pa lang na mali dito. Ito pa, 7 pala yan. Okay. So, 700, akala ko greater than. Okay. So, 750. So, ngayon, we will transpose, okay? Para makuha natin ang value ng x. So, 10x here will become less than or equal to itong 250, transpose natin sa kabila, okay? So, positive 250 ito mula dito. Pagdating sa kabila, magiging minus na yan. Okay? So, magiging minus 250. Parang sumobra na yata ako. Yan. So, if that is the case, then we have here 10x. 10x is less than or equal to 750 minus 250. That would give us 400. Okay. So, therefore, kapag i-divide natin ito by 10, divide by 10, so our x here is less than or equal to 40. Okay, so comparing 50 yung ano natin dito, tama? So meron tayong 50 dyan, ito yung 50 dito, tapos 40 ito. So the answer, there are more 10 peso coins, mali na yon. Kasi 40 lang ang pinaka mataas na makukuha ni 10 dito, hindi 50. Kasi 50 na agad yung 5 peso coins, tama? So, 40 lang maximum para kay 10 peso coin. So, mali na. So, therefore, number 2, there are lesser number of 10 peso coins. Check yun. Of course, this is also not less than, right? Or less than or equal to. So, kapag less than pa sa 40 ang sagot, okay pa din kasi we have an inequality given. So, dahil may inequality tayo, yan, nakita nyo. Dahil sa inequality na ito, ayan, so, pwede pa rin, pasok pa rin ang mas maliit kay 40. Okay? So, I hope nakuha nyo yun, my dear math learners. Therefore, our correct answer for this one is number 2 and number 3. Ayan, so letter C tayo. Let us try kung tama nga ba ang ating kasagutan. Ayan. 1 and 2 is wrong. 1 and 3 is wrong. 1, 2, 3 is wrong. Okay. So, I hope, my dear math learners, I know medyo challenging yung na question, but alam kong kayang-kaya nyo yan. As long as you always understand the situation. Okay? Ipipicture out nyo lang or pwede nyo i-translate kung ano yung representation niya in terms of X and Y. Alright. So, now let us go to question number 27. Mark and Ricky's scores in the test differs not more than 6 points. So, not more than, ha? Okay. So, when we say not more than, it could be equal or less than. Okay. Suppose Mark's score is 32. What could be the score of Ricky? Is it A, 26 and above? B, 38 and above? C, between 26 and 38? D, 26 to 38. Okay, so I'll give you 5 seconds to think about your answer. Okay, my dear math learners, para sa question na ito, ang base natin ay yung score ni Mark. So, yung 32. Pero sabi dito, si 32 daw ang score ni Mark. Si Ricky ay nag-differ kay Mark not more than 6 points. So, it could be bigger than 32, 6 more than 32, or 6 less than 32. Okay. So, of course, kung 32 plus 6, that would be 38. Kung 32 plus minus 6 naman, that would be 26. So, therefore, the answer for this one is itong 38 and above, mali na yan. Okay. So, tatakbo lang ngayon yung sagot mo sa 26 and 38. Okay? But, pasok ba si 26? Pasok ba si 28? Yan yung pagkakaiba dito. Okay? Itong 26 and above, parang sure, ano naman ito masyado. Yung parang, bahala na, basta 26 and above, okay na yun. Okay. So, maling-mali na yan. Okay. So, dito lang tayo ngayon. Kung between 26 and 38, it means hindi kasali si 26 and si 38. Yung 27 to 37 lang. Okay? Kapag 26 to 38 naman, from 26 to 38, pasok. Okay. So, saan kaya ang tamang sagot dito? So, sabi dito, differs not more than 6. Okay? It differs not more than 6. So, ibig sabihin, my dear math learners, okay, hindi sosobra sa 6 yung pagitan ng score nilang dalawa. So, pwedeng maging equal to 6, but not more than, equal or lesser dapat. So, therefore, the correct answer here is this one. Okay, my dear math learners, I hope you got that one. Kasi, pasok pa rin si 26, pasok pa rin si 38 sa situation na ito. Ayan. So,
Easy,
I hope you
right?
get that one. Easy lang yan. Now, let us go to question number 28. Sandra gave the cashier 500 pesos for 3 adult tickets and 5 children tickets that cost not more than 400 pesos. Suppose an adult ticket costs 75 pesos. How much would a children's ticket be? Is it A, 60 pesos, B, 45, C, 35, or D, 40? 30. Okay, so I'll give you 5 seconds to finalize your answer. Okay, my dear math learners, now let us try to answer this problem. Okay, so pag sinabing not more than, my dear math learners, so of course, that is less than or equal to 400. Okay? So, 3 adult, so let's say 3A yan siya. And then, 5 children's ticket. Okay. So, basically, yun yung magiging formula natin. Pero sinabi na agad dito na yung adult daw ay 75 pesos. So, pwede na natin yung gawing 3 times 75, okay, plus 5C. Then, less than 400. Now, anong gamit ng 500 dito? So, wala lang. More than. Okay, papadagdag. So, let's try to solve 3 times 75. I think that would give us 225 yata. Kasi 150 yung dalawang 75. Yeah, 225. Tama ako. So, 225 plus 5C is less than or equal to 400. Okay, so ganun pa rin. Ililipat natin si 225 doon sa kabila. So, that will give us 5C is less than 400 minus 225. So, if we subtract 400 and 225, that would give us 175. Yan. So, 5C pa rin yan. In order to get the value of the children's ticket, so we will divide both sides by 5, divide both sides by 5. So, makakancel yung 5 dyan. C na lang matitira dito. Tapos, less than or equal to 175 divided by 5. So, that would give us 35 pesos. So, therefore, may sagot na tayo. 35 pesos ang posibleng magiging presyo ng ticket ng mga children. Okay, so let us try whether we are correct. Ayan. Okay. Tama tayo, my dear matlers. Okay. So now let us go to question number 29. Emma was given 5 seashells. Each week, she collected 3 more. Let W be the number of weeks Emma collects seashells and S be the total number of seashells she has. So what equation used to model the relationship? Is it A, S is equal to 3W plus 5, B, W equals 3S plus 5, C, S is equal to 5W plus 3, or D, W is equal to 5S plus 3. Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this problem. Okay, my dear math learners, paano nga ba ito? So, sabi dito, S be the total of seashells. So, S ang dulo. Okay. So, therefore, kasi yung total, yun yung sagot, yun yung sum, right? So, mali na itong dalawang ito. Yan. Now, let us go to the next. Saan ang tama sa dalawang ito? Sa A at C. Okay, sabi dito, Emma was given 5 shells. So, yung 5 shells sa kanya na yun. Okay. Tapos, she collect 3 more each week. So, habang dumadami yung weeks, nagdadagdag siya ng 3. So, magdedepende ngayon yung ano natin, yung 3 doon sa W, kung number of weeks. Okay, so therefore, the correct answer here is A. Ayan. So, mali si letter C.
Easy,
Okay,
right?
napakadali lang question na ito. Now, let us go to the next question. Okay, so question number 30. What is the relationship between the perimeter of a square and the measurement of its length? Napakadali lang nito. Letter A. The perimeter of a square depends upon the length of its side. B. The perimeter of a square depends upon the square of its side. C. The perimeter of a square is equal to its side. Or D. The length of the side of a square depends on its perimeter. Your 5 seconds starts now. Okay, my dear math learners, ano nga ba ang tamang sagot sa question na ito? Of course, titingnan mo lang dito kung ano yung true statement. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng length? Ano ba ibig sabihin ng perimeter? Now, pinag-uusapan natin kapag perimeter, it is the total number of sides. Okay? So, total length of the sides. So, of course, yung length, habang tumataas yung length, nagiging malaki din yung perimeter. Tama? So, kapag ang sagot mo ay the perimeter of a square depends upon the square of its side, so nagmo-multiply ka pa doon, mali na yun. Ito naman, equal lang daw si perimeter at si side. Hindi yun. Kasi kung side, isa lang yun. For let's say, square. 4 na sides yun, right? So, 4 na length yun. 4 na side. So, kung isa lang ang side na pinag-uusapan, equal din siya sa perimeter. Mali ka na. Okay. Mali din to. Then, ito naman, the length of the side of a square depends on its perimeter. Ito, the perimeter of a square depends upon the length of its side. So, two opposite statements. Okay? So, which among this is the correct answer? So, my dear math learners, let me tell you that the perimeter is the dependent variable and the side is the independent variable. Thus, it means that si perimeter ay nagdedepende sa length ng side. So, letter A ang sagot dyan. Alright, tamang-tama ang ating kasagutan. So, my dear math learners, congratulations dahil nakatapos na kayo ng 3 parts ng ating questions sa ating review series for grade 8. Now, I hope you are ready for the last part of our discussion. Let's go. Question number 31. Which of the following ordered pairs represent a function? Is it A, this one? Okay, hindi ko na babasahin kasi masyadong marami. B, ito. C, ito. Or D, ito. Katulad lang ito ng way kanina doon sa ating discussion about the table of values. Okay, so I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, my dear math learners, in order for us to tell that a given ordered pairs or a given table of values is a function, we can only choose from one-to-one correspondence or many-to-one correspondence. Okay, so let's check. 1, wait, ayun, may katulad na si 1. Isang number, many ang 1 to many na ito. So, mali ito. Alright. Ito naman, -3, -3. Okay. one value, negative 3, pero many ang naging range niya. Mali din yan. C, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So, ibang range, iba din ang domain. Or ibang domain, ibang range. So, therefore, this is a one-to-one correspondence. This is a function. Okay. So, we already got the correct answer for our problem, my dear math learners. Ayan. I hope you got that one. Question 32. Jana can type 60 words per minute. How long will she finish typing a story with 5,400 words? Is it A, 60 minutes, B, 30 minutes, C, 54 minutes, or D, 90 minutes? I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, my dear math learners, napakadali lang ng question na ito. 1 minuto, 60 words. So, ilang minuto para sa 5,400 words? Very simple. Ang gagawin mo lang dito is to divide. So, 5,400 divided by 60. So, you can cancel 0 and 0 here. 540 divided by 6. That would give you 90. Ayan. Ayun. So, easy na talaga, my dear math learners. So, mali ito sila. Okay. I hope you got that one. Now, let's go to question number 33. What set of numbers makes up the range of the linear function y is equal to x plus 2 if the domain is 0, 1, 2, and 4? Okay. Is it A, 0, 2, 3, 4, B, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, 6, or D, 2, 4, 6? Okay. Your 5 seconds starts now. Okay. So, as you can see, merong 4 na domain dito. So, of course, we are expecting 4 na range din. So, B and D already is wrong. Okay, I hope you got that one. Now, how do we know the value of our range? So, I told you earlier that the domain represents the x while the range represents the y. So, kung ang x natin dito ay maging 0, so 0 plus 2 tayo dyan. So, the answer is 2. Ito yun. Okay, so therefore, medyo nakikita na natin kung sino tamang sagot dito. Kung 1 naman ang x, 1 plus 2, that is 3. Ito yun. Ayan. So, may sagot na tayo. Ito na yun. Okay. Easy lang ito, my dear math learners. I hope you got that one. Now, let's go to question number 34. What is the domain of the range of the relation shown in figure 1? So, this is the figure 1. Okay? So, is this A? X such that x is the set of real numbers. B, x such that x is greater than or equal to 0. C, x such that x is greater than 0. Or D, x such that x is less than or equal to 0. Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, my dear math learners, napakadali lang ng question na ito. Tingnan natin ang ating graph. So, we have here the Cartesian plane, right? So, yung graph natin nasa first quadrant lang. So, ibig sabihin, it talks about positive x and positive y. So, walang negative, walang negative, walang negative. Okay. So, therefore, malamang mali ang all set of real numbers because kapag sinabing real numbers, kasali na doon ang negative. Mali yan. So, less than 0, mali din. Less than 0. Ito yun, mali din yun. Okay. So, saan dito sa tama? This is all positive. So, greater than or equal to 0, ito naman greater than 0 lang. So, dito kasali si 0, dito naman hindi kasali si 0. Now, if we check our graph here, my dear math learner, it started from the origin. Okay, nagsimula siya sa 0, 0 coordinate. So, therefore, is 0 part of the solution? Okay, I hope you got that one. Part siya ng solution. So, therefore, letter B is the correct answer. Okay. Easy lang talaga, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 35. Which of the following statement is true? All equiangular triangles are equilateral. Letter A. B. An acute angle measures 80 degrees. C. Any two lines intersect at the middle. Or D. Four-sided polygons are equilateral. Okay. Let's give 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay. Now, napakadali lang ng statement na to, my dear math learners. First things first, hahanapin natin kung sino ang true sa 4 na ito. Ito, malamang-lamang, letter B is the wrong answer. Bakit? An acute angle measures 80 degrees. When we say acute angle, it means less than 90. So, it could be from 1 up to 89. So, hindi lang 80. Mali yan. Ito naman, four-sided polygon. So, lahat ng four-sided polygons daw are equilateral, meaning equal lahat ng sides. Ano na lang yung mga rectangle? Ano na lang yung mga parallelogram natin dyan? Okay, so mali din yun. Any two lines intersects at the middle. So, lahat daw ng dalawang side, ng dalawang lines, pag nag-intersect, parating nasa gitna. Hindi pwedeng ganito. Hindi pwedeng ganyan. Kailangan gitna talaga. Ayan. Is it correct? No. Okay, so when you say intersect, it doesn't matter kung saan sila nag-intersect as long as tumama sila. Not necessarily doon sa middle. So, mali yan. So, the correct answer is letter A. All equiangular triangles are equilateral. As well as all equilateral triangles are also equiangular. Kasi 60, 60, 60 yun. I hope you got that one, my dear math learners. Lesson in geometry. Okay. Yes. Now, let us go to question number 36. The following conditional are true except, okay. If the measurement of angle A is equal to 109, then it is obtuse. If the measurement of angle A is 50, then it is acute. If the measurement of angle A is 109, then it is a right triangle. If the measurement of angle A is 80, then it is an acute. Okay, napakadali ng question na ito. So, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer. Okay, math learners, paano ito sagutin? Alamin natin kung ano ibig sabihin ng acute. Sabi ko nga kanina, ang acute ay 1 to 89. So, therefore, kung pasok doon ang number na given, tapos sinabing acute siya, then it is true. So, hinahanap natin dito ang false kasi the following conditional are true except. Okay, so except, may except. So, true ito, true din ito. Okay. So, sino ang false? Angle 109, obtuse daw ang tawag. Angle 109, right angle ang tawag. Okay, ano nga ba ang right angle? Okay, very good, my dear math learners. Right angles are angles that has exactly 90 degrees. So, mali ang statement letter C. So, that is our correct answer. Okay. I hope you got that one. Okay. So, I hope you enjoy, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 37. Kyle has already taken 4 quizzes during the past quarter. And she expects to have 1 quiz each week for this quarter. Write a function that shows the relationship between the number of weeks and the total number of quizzes. Okay. So, total number of quizzes, yun yung y. Nasa labas. So, of course, remember, my dear math learners, that y is also represented by f of x. Okay, is it A, x plus 4, B, 4, C, x plus 1, or D, 1? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer. Alright, my dear math learners, of course, dito sa choices na ito, pinag-uusapan natin kung saan ang tama mula sa relationship ng x at saka ng y. Remember, the y is the f of x. Ito yun. So, yung x dito, ito yung other variable. So, kung titingnan natin, wala nang other variable ito. B at D, mali na yan. Alright. So, ito na lang dalawa. So, sabi dito, Kyle has already taken 4 quizzes. So, may 4 na siya agad. May plus 4 na. Ayan. So, I already gave you the correct answer and that is letter A. Okay. Easy lang ang question na ito. Now, let us go to question number 38. Kyle pa rin. So, Kyle has the same. How many quizzes will Kyle have in 12 weeks? Okay, so 12 weeks. If we can remember, 1 quiz per week. Tama. So, 12 weeks, 12 quizzes yon. Pero remember, okay, that there is also, okay, hindi pa ako nagbibigay ng 5 seconds, nagbigay na ako ng clue. Okay, is it A, 12, B, 16, C, 5, or D, 4? Okay. 5 seconds. Ayan. Ewan, nanonood ba na, Sir Ash? Okay. Now, what is the correct answer for this one? Napakadali lang. Yung 12 for 12 weeks, 12 quizzes sa 12 weeks. But because of the 4 na meron siyang already taken, then we can have 12 plus 4, and that is 16. Ayan. So, mali ang ibang sagot. 12, 5, and 4. Mali. Okay, napakadali lang, my dear math learners. Now, let us go to question number 39. An L300 van rental charge is 1,000 per day. Okay, may bayad, may bayad sa rent per day plus 5 pesos per mile traveled. If a total of 300 miles was traveled in a day, how much will the rental company receive as payment? Is it A, 2,000? Is it B, 1,500? Is it C, 2,500? Or D, 3,000? Okay, isip-isip, my dear math learners. I'll give you 5 seconds to answer. Okay, my dear math learners. Of course, meron na agad silang babayaran na 1,000. Okay, isipin nyo na yan. Now, 5 pesos per mile. Yung miles na natakbo nila is 300. So, what we will do here is, we multiply 300 times 5 pesos. So, 300 times 5. That will give us 1,500. Okay. So, 1,500 yung babayaran nila sa per mile. Sa miles, 5 pesos per mile. Plus yung dagdag sa rental charge na per day, 1,000. So, 1,500 plus 2 plus 1,000, the answer would be 2,500. Okay, so letter C. Ayan. So, mali ang tatlong ito. I hope you got that one, my dear math learners. And now, let us go to our last question. JM drinks 8 glasses of water a day, and the next day, he plans to do it again. Write a function showing the relation between the number of days, x, and the total number of glasses of y. How many glasses of water will JM have consumed in 4 weeks? Okay. So, is it 204 glasses? Is it B, 244 glasses? Is it C, 224 glasses? Or is it D, 240 glasses? I'll give you 5 seconds to answer this question. Okay, my dear math learners, ang sabi dito sa given is 8 glasses per day siya. And then sa next day, ganun pa rin 8 glasses. The next day, 8 glasses. Ang tinatanong dito ay 4 weeks. So, ilang araw ba meron sa 4 weeks? So, sa isang week, meron tayong 7 days. So, sa 7 days, tapos 4 na weeks ang pinag-uusapan, that would be 28 days. So, what we will do is, punta tayo dito. Okay? So, meron tayong 28 days sa 4 weeks na yun, ha. I-multiply lang natin yan sa 8. So, we will have 4 there. Okay, 60 na yan, 64. Then, 12, as 8 times 2 is 16. 16 plus 6, that would be 22. So, the answer for this one is letter C, 224 glasses. Okay, so let's check kung tama ba tayo. Ayan, my dear math learners, tamang-tama nga ang ating kasagutan. So, I hope, my dear math learners, ay marami kayong natutunan sa ating discussion for today. If you do have some questions about our given questions, you can put it in our comment section below. I hope you have a good time and you have learned a lot of things. And hopefully, sa next, you will be prepared for the upcoming examination. This is still your free access YouTube educator, Math Teacher Ash. And always remember that it is fun to learn mathematics if we are together learning. Thank you so much. God bless. And keep safe always.
I got a taste of the real world. I got battered on the North Shore. It gave me comfort when I always knew that. I always knew that you were there for me next door. I lived it hard on the long road. I ran through every single zip code.